I'm here with Bakithi Kumalo, and we just recorded for my new album, The Future is Calling. And it's a great honor to have Bakithi play bass. And I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, if that's okay. Okay, wonderful. So you were born in Johannesburg, Africa?
Yeah, I was born in Soweto, the township. Actually, I was born in Alexandra Township, and then when I was about 3 months old, my mother moved me to my grandmother in Soweto Township because she was working, so I had to spend time with my grandmother and my grandfather. So I grew up in Soweto most of the time.
Okay, cool.
Which is 45 minutes away from Johannesburg.
Okay. Was it a musical family or musical people around you? Like, where did this love of music come from?
Oh, the music was always around, the township, the cultures. People, when they pass by, they singing songs and hearing drums and then of course, my house, my grandmother and my aunts, they go to church. So there was always music, and then my uncle played saxophone. And so I just love everything that was happening, and so I just stayed next to my uncle to say, look, you show me everything, So when he practiced at home with his band, then, I look at the bass player dropping some glass from, the shelves, and I said, I like that, But it was a struggle because of also the things that was going on, with the apartheid, the government, and people so confused and not knowing what was going on because nobody told them what was going on. And Nelson Mandela was in jail, and there's other organization they want us to go and sing songs about Nelson Mandela. We don't even know Mandela because I was not educated enough to know who was Nelson Mandela. But eventually, once I get older, I started to understand who Nelson Mandela was, and Desmond Tutu, and but it was really chaotic. But my thing was to find out what works for me and not be redirected by the system because the system was broken. So my thing is to just keep ducking rubber bullets and tear gas and go to every part of the township to look for music and join some bands and go away. I remember one time I left 1974, I was in Zululand for about 16 months. My family, they didn't know where I was. And then when I come back after that trip, and my mother denied me, I was like, my son is dead. You're not my son. I mean, I look really bad. I look like I just came from a garbage can. My hair was like this big and skinny, chicken pox. I looked really, really terrible. And my mother was like, you're not my son. But finally, they told my mother, I am. I just look bad. But
what a story.
Yeah, and in Zululand, it's really, there's nothing. It's just like, people, cutting the sugar cane and so I spent time with those people because I wanted to know about the culture, the music, the Zulu traditional, everything, and I spent time with them for 16 months. But, of course, the instruments, they break, the strings, they break, and you patch them, and then, it was a problem. The drummer lose the skin of the bass drum, and then he has to find a goat skin, and so that we keep playing. Because if, there's no music shop, so we had to do that for a long time, and I got tired of it after that, and I go home.
And, so cool. Wow.
And then at home too, that was not the last trip. About 3 months later, I joined another band going to Zimbabwe. And I got stuck for 18 months in Zimbabwe now, again. And
what do you mean stuck? You're like politically stuck? Like you guys can't leave?
No, first off, we were hired to play in a town before Zimbabwe. And the singer of our band was dancing with the wife's owner. And we were playing like Earth, Wind and Fire stuff, they love us. They call us American in Zimbabwe because we're playing like George Benson, all the American music.
Right.
And then so the singer is singing like, Earth, Wind and Fire song, and then the house, the wife of the owner of the club, she loves the music. So she was dancing with the singer as he was singing, and then the owner came back and he just pulled the plug and he says, get out. Pointing us with a gun to say, I will shoot you. You don't leave, I'll shoot you. Because nobody has done that and dance with my wife. Especially coming from the township. And then we got kicked out. We go to Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe was like America. I mean, everything was open 24 hours. Bars, clubs, bands playing, and we just stayed there.
Gotcha.
You know?
Wow.
But it was a journey, and I mean, I had to take the journey because I wanted to play music and sacrifice everything until the last sacrifice when I went out with Paul.
Paul Simon. Yeah. Okay, so would you be kind enough to tell us that story? So how did you meet Paul Simon? How did he invite you to be a part of his band?
I would say one of the producers, he sent Paul some South African stuff, and Paul liked what he had. And then he came to South Africa. We didn't even know who he was.
I remember seeing that in the news.
Yeah. He came to South Africa and he loves the music, and then he asked the guy to call all the musicians. You know, but at that time now I was working as a mechanic, you know, trying to help my mother to get some pills so that she can get better. But she was getting really sicker and sicker and sicker, but I took the opportunity to go to the studio. My boss, he was a white South African, and he says to me, first I was like, you know, under the car, you know, just doing my stuff, and he calls me, come here, I need to talk to you, with the accent, like, you know, very rough accent. And I'm like, man, this is not good. I think I'm getting fired today, or I don't know what's going on. And he says to me, do you know Paul Simon? Then I start shaking, freezing. My heart was pounding like crazy. I said, no, because it's an English name, you know. I mean, like
right.
you don't hear that. If it was somebody with a local name, then I know it's not a bad thing. But Paul Simon, he says, yes, Paul Simon. And then he starts singing the songs, Mother and Child Reunion, Sounds of Silence. I said, no, I don't know that song. I don't know. But Mother and Child. And I said, Mother and Child Reunion. Yeah, I said, yeah, Paul Simon from Jamaica. He's a Rasta. and the guy says, no, he's not a Rasta. He's from America, maybe Jamaica, Queens. And I said, oh, okay. Then I took my bass, I go to the studio, my fretless without a case, and my pens ripped, everything, you know, I go to the studio, and Paul, when he saw me, I was like, yeah, are you the guy who's playing bass on the song? He was Boy in the Bubble. And I said, yes. He said, you stay. Ooh. Can we buy you another bass? He bought me a Fender bass, gave me some money, and I changed my clothes. Now in the village, they see another guy now, a different guy.
Right.
Yeah.
You transformed once again.
Yeah. My hair is like, I'm getting ready to come to America. I have like, you know, Pam, I look like Kool and the Gang, or getting ready for America. But, you know, Paul just gave me an opportunity. Everything that I play, he really liked. Communication was kind of not good because I didn't speak English until I came to America. And so Paul, he really liked everything. And then now the record companies in South Africa, they have their own musicians, so they wanted to take over from people who are not signed with any label. They want to bring their own musicians, like the bass player, but the bass player couldn't deliver. So when he leaves, then I replace him. And I just stay with Paul, and then we came to New York and record more tracks. And I knew that my life has changed.
And you are the bass player on You Can Call Me Al.
I'm the guy, and it was my birthday. And I said to Paul as we were playing the song, and then when it comes to that breakdown, Paul was like, hey, let's take a short break. Let's figure out what we're going to do with the song. So, and I said, it's my birthday. So can I play something? And he said, well, good. If it's good, we'll keep it. If not, well, you know. So I play, and the engineer, Roy Hale, he was like, that's it. Stop. Come here. And he calls me, and I go to the control room, and he says, listen to this. Now you're going to have to learn how to play like that on stage. And I'm like, what did he do? Turn the thing backwards. He was game changer for me.
That's so wonderful. Oh my gosh, what a story.
Yeah, you know, he was a gift that I was giving, and Paul trusted me all these years. Even on tour, he trusts me with his play, you know, my playing, because he want to make sure that when he sings, he tells the story. I'm going to keep the band together because everybody's playing a bunch of stuff. They like, you know.
Right.
So me and Steve get, you know, we'll keep the groove, or the Isaac, the drummer, played on the graceline. But for me, it was educational.
So would you be kind enough to share Tariq told us the story where your bass string broke while you guys were on tour, and you had to tie it together and had to skip that little spot where the string was.
Yes. This was in Africa. It was in Zululand, because there's no music stores. So when you break the strings, you gotta patch them or take the curtain rod, wire.
Make you shift out of it.
Yeah, and make a sound. People, they don't care about, it sounds good or not. As long as it sounds, they're dancing, they're not paying attention about it.
Okay.
So, sometimes I forget that the string, it's been tied together, and then I would slide like this and it would cut my finger, and then just bleeding all over the place. Already that the bass that I played had a lot of blood in it, because of the other bass players played before. Maybe they did the same thing and got cut. But I had to remember every time that string, it was a D string. So every time I would jump the string, so I lose the note from where the string is tied to play a different note, or maybe figure out the other D somewhere. But it was adjustment. It was something that I had to learn how to do it. But it was life. Now I design my own basses.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, with a company from San Francisco, Kala. They build ukuleles.
Gotcha.
To get the kids interested. Now do music mentors. I talk to the kids and tell them my stories. That, they're very lucky that their parents will buy them the instrument, so they just have to practice and and spend time with the instrument.
Okay, yeah. Love it. Okay, so one final question, if you'd be so gracious. Do you have any goals for the future, or are you kind of like, I'm blessed, I'm good, or, what musical projects, are you just kind of seeing what happens? Like, what's your vision?
I was born to do this no matter what, I've played with so many people. I'm just so grateful. I played with Herbie Hancock. He got a Grammy, and I played with Randy Braca, and I played with Eileen Ivers, and I played with, just a bunch of people, Mickey Hart, the Grateful Dead. I'm just learning, because life is about learning. You don't stop learning, For me, it's like education. Even being here today, it's a learning and working with these amazing people and your beautiful music. Vinny, Terry, we've been doing a lot of stuff with George Robin. And I'm still learning, and I'm still not there yet.
You are such a beautiful soul.
Yeah.
And thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for sharing your wisdom.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's an honor to be on this project. I can't wait. Do you want to go on tour? Please call me if there's another bass player. I want to do it.
Let's go.
Thank you, sir.
Let's go.